Hey everybody, ChristopherOdd here. Welcome back to The Witcher 2. We are about to talk to Henselt here, and this should be rather interesting. We are in this, I guess this camp area of his, and I would like to go and check things out. Apparently, if I wouldn't have used the Axie sign on his guard dude who brought me here, then he would have actually shown me around and introduced me to everybody. But that didn't happen. So I will have to explore myself, which I am totally cool with. So let's go talk to this king.
Nearly everyone hunts you, yet you live in spite of that. Impressive.
I find it hard to wean myself off life.
As do we all. However, in all my career as an ambassador of His Imperial Majesty, I have never met anyone quite as talented at surviving as you. I took the liberty of checking some rumors about you. I'll say it again. Impressive.
Okay, I get it.
Are you seeking employment? I was unaware you fellows hired yourselves out for battle.
My aim here is different.
Really? Perhaps I can be of assistance.
Yeah, maybe. Now, was this the guy at the very beginning with Foltest? I believe that it was. His outfit looks the same. And then at the ballista, I think he made a comment like, oh, I have to leave. And he was actually with the spy guy that was in Laurito's place. Things are starting to come together here a little bit.
Foltest was a good king. Shame he ended that way.
I've already conveyed the Emperor's condolences to Constable Matthias. Since we're talking about Temeria and Foltest, apparently the fallen king's advisor, the sorceress Triss Merigold, has disappeared in mysterious circumstances. Rumors abound. Do you know anything about her?
Why do you ask, Excellency?
I heard the two of you are close.
Witchers and sorceresses don't generally share that kind of information.
I understand it's a delicate matter. All right then. Allow me to ask about something else.
Please.
I mentioned Triss because, I must admit, I am perturbed. Mages are known for their mutual envy and rivalry. I wonder if there's any matter that could unite them.
Perhaps you could be a bit clearer, Excellency.
Then I shall ask directly. Do you know anything about Merigold's involvement with an organization of sorceresses? Assuming, of course, that you are, theoretically, or have been, close.
So, okay, this is interesting because in The Witcher, the first one, she was like kind of keeping things from us a little bit. And there's something going on that like I'm not 100% sure on. She was talking to somebody in a mirror one time. And yeah, so I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not sure why the acquaintances of a sorceress would interest a Nilfgaardian ambassador.
Many things interest me. Art, for example. A very interesting statuette was delivered to me today. A peculiar piece, elusive, sensuous. It forces one to think. Even a monster slayer might not be indifferent to the beauty entrapped within.
Maybe, but I'm afraid I don't have time to admire art.
Do you have any other queries? I have some matters to which I must attend.
Why are you so interested in this organization of sorceresses?
I wonder about some strange coincidences. I'm told several of them were seen in the vicinity when the assassination attempts occurred.
What's so suspicious about that? Mages have always thronged around monarchs, the source of power and coin.
I'm not accusing anyone. I merely said it makes me wonder.
Just talking in riddles.
I saw you with Foltest before. Now you're with Henselt. No doubt you'll visit the King of Redania next.
I need not go far. Radovid is en route to Lochmuin. Perhaps he has already arrived. We'll meet there.
Lochmuin? An ancient elven city quite a ways away, near the source of the Pontar. Why there?
The mages wish to re-establish their council. They sent out invitations to all the kings.
Now, Radovid, he was the king who came through the mirror at one point in the first Witcher, and he ended up marrying, the king's daughter, Ada, and now she's like a queen and he's a king, so.
What's the Emperor's envoy doing here? Satisfy my curiosity.
The last unfortunate conflict left the northern kingdoms in pitiful economic condition. His Imperial Majesty desires stability. We wish to offer financial assistance, so I'm visiting those lands hardest hit by the war.
Henselt is coping admirably as far as I can see.
The details of my visit here are reserved for the Emperor and the KAEDWEN King.
Finger wags.
I need to know everything.
Come on. This guy's gonna be powerful, though. Damn it!
Magic will not help you. I'm very well protected against such attempts.
I had a feeling. Damn.
I've no bloody idea who you might be, but I hope you're a civilian.
It's weird that you would let me in here, then. Hello, the king must have some interesting items. Nope, he has rakes. These are probably worth nothing. Oh, they're not bad. They're what I'm wearing, actually. I just found some epic boots, though. These are better than what I'm currently wearing. Don't mind if I do. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to sell. Because I'm over encumbered, but I can just walk for a bit. Because I'm in the vicinity. So I don't feel so bad about grabbing stuff. Ooh, what's the Carabella? That must be his sword? Oh, it's not even good.
Come in, Witcher. I wish you to feel at ease, as this is an unofficial audience. You helped me in the mist, thus I surmise you do not seek my death. Which leads me to ask what you do seek here, Geralt of Rivia.
Peace and quiet, sire. I need to clear my name. Though I tend not to meddle in politics, this time I believe I have no choice.
You must answer quickly and unequivocally. You must be clear, Witcher. I'm in no mood for excuses hiding behind professional codes and trade secrets. Did you kill Foltest?
No.
Do you know who did?
A witcher named Letho.
Do you know each other?
I don't know. I have amnesia. Letho has suggested he knows something about me. It's possible we met before.
There's an old KAEDWEN saying, a bitch will never bite another bitch. 100% accurate where sorceresses are concerned.
To the matter at hand, sire.
De Tarsaville claims this Letho is in the area. Is that true?
Yes.
What does he want here? My head?
He's hiding from Yorvith and his Scoia'tael. I don't know his plans.
And you aim to get him?
I do.
Last question. Do you know who had Foltest and Demavend assassinated? Who's behind the Kingslayers?
I don't know, but I'll find out when I find Letho.
My spies have confirmed your words. I suppose I must believe you. Now to the other matter. The mist, the wraiths, all that magic shit holding up my campaign. My mages, as usual, have proved useless. They blather on about higher magic, delayed curses and other hogwash, but nothing comes of it. This matter must be settled with a sword. A witcher's sword. Will you manage this task?
Yeah, I'll manage.
Excellent. Lift the curse, and you'll learn the meaning of royal generosity. And even should you fail to catch this Letho, I shall help you clear your name. Consider Deathmold at your disposal. He'll give you all the necessary information. Also, you are free to move about the camp and its environs from now on. Now, leave me alone.
The curse was cast 3 years ago. Any sign it's been active in the interim?
Is that important?
Yeah.
Sire, we're not talking about a fortune told in a tent on market day, nor about some curse cast by a novice mage. This curse caused a solar eclipse and summoned hordes of specters. We're dealing with a complex spell that operates at several levels. Uncommon knowledge and skill were required to cast it. Lifting it will be even more difficult. If I'm going to deal with it, I need you to cooperate.
Ah, the plague. So be it.
So this curse, I guess, is this curse of the extra suns or something, which is causing all these wraiths and everything to happen? Or is the curse he talking about is the can't have kids curse?
As we forged our way through the fog, you claimed it was Glevisig's curse.
That's his old mage.
Sabrina Glevisig's. She was
Yeah.
a sorceress, my former advisor.
Okay.
I ordered her bound to a wagon wheel and burned alive. While dying, she cursed me and my lineage. That was 3 years ago.
Interesting.
Sire, do you remember the curse itself? What exactly did Sabrina say?
All she said at the time has been fulfilled to some degree. A star adorned with a bloody braid will cut across the heavens. Square coins from maritime depths will beguile the hearts of fools.
Coins?
Deathmold found a few such coins among soldiers accused of treason.
And she referenced something with a bloody tail, a star, I think he just said. And we saw, when we were walking here, we saw like a comet or something that was in the air.
What did you condemn Sabrina for, sire?
1 year after the Peace of Sintra, I fought Demerven for Lormark. General Van de Grift commanded a part of my force. He forded the Pontar and joined battle on this field. It raged until evening when Sabrina Glevisig decided to take matters into her own hands. Fireballs rained down onto the battlefield. 3,000 men turned to bloody charred meat scraps. The fire consumed KAEDWENIs and Adernians alike. Knights boiled alive in their armor. Mad beasts howling with pain. War is for the honorable. When the likes of Glevisig enter the fray, it turns into hell.
Interesting.
What drove Sabrina to attack her own army? Any specific reason?
I've heard none, not even speculation. She was my advisor, a member of the Council of Mages. For years I was forced to tolerate her excesses, schemes, court scandals.
Was she loyal?
Ha! Only to herself.
He couldn't have thought that the whole time, though. Like, obviously he trusted her enough to be by his side. Holy moly.
Witcher, a word, if you will.
Oh, death mold. Old sack skin. All right, let's see. I want to make sure that we're 100% up to speed here. Do you want to hear how the Witcher got embroiled into a high-level conspiracy? Well, our hero was summoned before Death Mold, a bad beginning making a worse ending. Talk to the elf. Geralt knew that Letho had teleported somewhere into the area of Vergen, and Triss Marigold arrived in the town's vicinity along him. The Witcher began looking for the Kingslayer's trails. Looking for the murderer, the Witcher learned that there was a captured Scoia'tael in Henselt's camp. The connection between Letho and Yorveth in mind, Geralt decided to talk to the captive and ask him about the Kingslayer. He hoped the prisoner would direct him to a fresh trail. Okay, so arm wrestling as well. And then let's take a second to go through here because there's been a lot that's been covered in a short period of time. So at a time when Temeria and Aedirn were consumed by the chaos so typical of an interregnum, Henselt, Lord of KAEDWEN, was marching south to seize the dead Demerven's land. So yeah, he was traveling, he went to go where Demerven ruled and say, yo, these are mine. While he had a dubious claim to Lormark, his actions were legitimized by the law of force. Aedirn was not completely defenseless, however. Saskia the Dragon Slayer, the head of a peasant rebellion, blocked the path of Henselt's army. That was the the girl that he fought when we were coming in. Stennis, Devon's son, stood at her side. The king of KAEDWEN was no fool and thought he felt certain of victory. He decided to hear what his opponents wanted to say. He had hoped to bribe or intimidate the Aedirnian nobility. Thus began a meeting which would later be fearfully described as chroniclers. As it often happens when charismatic but implacable personalities meet, discussion turned into heated crosswords and then into a duel between Henselt and Saskia. Geralt and Roche crossed the thin barrier between the world of the living and that of the Wraith. They entered the realm of shadow. An eternal battle raged between the ghosts of fallen soldiers, and the living were not welcome on the battlefield. In the heart of this storm of war, our heroes met King Henselt, Deathmold, and Sheila de Tansorville. Since they were all in mortal danger, Deathmold began preparing a powerful protective spell. Geralt had to defend the sorcerer while he drew the power as Wraiths attacked from all sides. The blood spilled awoke a dormant curse. Okay, here we go. The sky grew dark and the wraiths of soldiers buried on the battlefield arose from the ground. Another battle was on, but this time between two armies of wraiths. It was then that Geralt entered the scene, as always unaware of the historic events around him, but all too aware of the danger. Surrounded by the ghastly mist and the damned, he, Henselt, and the sorcerer Deathmold started looking for a way out. The sorcerer responsible for the king's safety protected them all with his magic. After a hard time, Geralt finally reached the KAEDWEN army's camp. Angered by his experiences in the mist, Henselt summoned Sheila and Deathmold to an extraordinary council and entrusted the Witcher to Lance Corporal Zivik's care. He was the guy we tried to Axie and it didn't quite work out. This resolute grunt was to show Geralt around the area, then take him to the upper camp. Geralt had enough of greetings, whether by wraiths or by men. He decided to see what Henselt wanted with him and then give his legs some rest. Okay. So we have to talk to Deathmold, who I believe just went in here. Wow, you guys seem like really good guards. And just hold on here.
You have no idea how delighted I am to work in tandem with you.
Uh-huh.
True, I have no idea.
Better times approach, Geralt, you shall see. I trust you're not bothered if I refer to you by name.
Not at all.
Wonderful, I feel we shall become great friends.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for new friends, Deathmold. Let's get to work.
I see. As you seem to be the hero, how might I help you, White Wolf?
I don't trust this guy one bit.
Have you dealt with curses before?
I've cast a few in my time. One victim sprouted donkey's ears and a tail, another's house burned down. Nothing too serious.
Shame. Have you removed curses, lifted spells?
Never had the chance. But I mastered the theory involved. Best in my class at the Magic Academy.
They don't teach you about curses like this one at Banord.
Glevis's Curse is a 4th level blood spell. It's also known as the Archmistress's Curse. A misnomer, for they've been cast by generally crazed mages or priests, not necessarily women.
You've done your homework.
Maybe I can use him.
Explain this blood curse to me.
An ordinary blood curse is a trivial thing. You let a little of your own blood. Best done at midnight, surrounded by lit candles.
Sabrina had a whole pyre around her. Tell me about Glevis's curse.
Read about it for yourself. I have all the necessary literature.
Oh.
In fact, you only need the great encyclopedia of curses, spells, and prophecies, and a volume compiled by Tessard de Vries and Margarita Loantil, Masters of Magic on Curses Selected Writings.
Oh, is that all?
Quite a tome. Are you sure Sabrina cast the curse?
Positively. Curses of this kind are cast rarely. There have only been 6 confirmed cases.
How many confirmed cases of their being lifted?
1. By a team of mages led by Archmistress Francesca Finderbear, whence came the curse's other appellation. In any case, Sabrina Glevisig was part of that team.
Small world, and one that just got a little uglier.
That's not all. The curse that Francesca and Sabrina dealt with was meant to end the lives of the last of the Tyson dynasty, the rulers of Kovir. It was cast by Scarlet Rodalega, a very talented but completely mad man. A prophecy and an activator were also involved.
I see. Sabrina just stole her curse from this Rodalega.
Precisely. Beside which the king himself and a company of armed men witnessed her casting it.
So wait, she cast it like 3 years ago, and then only now it's happening? So something must have triggered it?
We've got our comet and murder. What about the coins?
We have those as well. Not enough for you.
I guess
No.
these things.
Why do I get the feeling I've stumbled on some shameful secret?
A state secret.
If you don't tell me, your head of state may soon lose his head.
There's a plot afoot within the military. Those involved share a symbol, a square coin adorned with a fish. Let's do this. I shall in no way hinder your investigation, and you will reveal to me anything you learn. Should I happen upon anything related to the curse?
You'll let me know. So be it.
Interesting.
Did you notice that not all the specters were aggressive?
Most would disappear when we neared them.
I think the curse's power corrupts the ghosts of those who died in the battle, turning them into draugrs.
Draugrs, is that some professional name you witches have for specters?
They're demons, Deathmold. Draugrs are demons of war that arise on battlefields where the fighting was vicious and the slaughter particularly bloody. They are hatred and bloodlust in condensed form.
The name matters little. Do you know how to rid us of these Draugrs?
A silver sword's enough to send them to their rest. But as long as the curse remains active, new ones will appear. The soldiers' ghosts are the key. If we could reverse the tide of the battle...
Don't delay. Grab your sword and start reversing.
I'll need some symbols of war that belonged to the soldiers who perished here. Artifacts symbolizing hatred, death, courage, and faith. They have to be magically active and linked to those who died. Without them, I won't be able to summon the ghosts.
Well, I've no idea how to find them, apart from which I know little about war symbolism.
I'll deal with the artifacts. I have another job for you. Why is Henselt still breathing? He killed the priest. Why didn't he burst like a ripe tomato under a dwarf's heel?
Perhaps Glevesig wishes Henselt to wait for imminent death.
I don't think so. I know a few sorceresses. They're mean, true, but they also want results. Sabrina cast the curse while roasting at the stake. Not the most comfortable circumstances. I suspect she botched something.
Are you suggesting Henselt may be safe?
I'm suggesting he could be saved, provided we cut him off from the heart of the curse, the Battle of Specters. It's the weakest link.
How could we do that?
I don't know yet, but I suspect I could summon Sabrina's ghost and force her to free Henselt.
Jeez.
First, I need to learn the circumstances of her death. If I'm not mistaken, you need blood to cast a blood curse.
Precisely, unachievable otherwise.
Sabrina was bound to a wagon wheel. Where did she get enough blood?
She put a spell on a soldier who gave her a coup de grace. It was easy. The minds of some soldiers are so uncomplicated. Sabrina needed one of them to strike her, shorten her suffering, but complete the curse. However, this is where she erred. That whore performed miracles, gathered the power, got the prophecy and activator right, but fell flat on her face on the simplest thing at the end.
He's
Don't
so
get so
excited.
excited.
She chose a fool, a bungler. I heard he thrust
funny.
5 times with his spear, yet the witch's soul would not quit her corpse.
There was no one guarding the pyre?
It was one of the guards the sorceress chose for the task. His comrades were irate. He spoiled the show for them. The king was no longer anywhere near.
In any case, blood flowed and the curse took root.
Yes, but the harlot got her due.
Okay, let's get to work.
You're gonna help me, Deathmold.
Of course, as the king ordered.
Listen up. You'll do the paperwork. I get the feeling you like it. I'll need a number of protective runes to summon Sabrina's ghost. They need to detain the sorceress's ghost and anything else that enters this world with it. Find something for me in your library. The runes need to be easy to produce. I haven't seen any artists around here. Apart from that, the Draugrs are likely to begin their forays in search of Henselt. When they leave the battlefield, they'll grow weaker. Your men should be able to handle them. Just equip them with silver-plated weapons. Henselt could also use something silver to defend himself. Over the entrance to his tent, hang a wreath of cinquefoil and fool's parsley. Inside, a fire fueled by juniper branches must burn at all times.
Where will I get so much silver?
Melt down your collection of pots for all I care. Just get it.
Those aren't pots, they're silver vases of Nazaya.
Last of all, give Henselt an instructional talk. Explain that I'll need him.
And what will you be doing? Drinking ale and fondling the camp women?
There's that, yes. Though I'll also prepare to summon Sabrina's ghost and figure out what I need to send the fighting specters back to the afterlife. I'll drop by and give you more work as I learn about this curse.
How did you divine that you might recover your memory by lifting the curse?
Well, yeah, this is what Cedric told us. And so that's kind of the whole underlying feeling that I was getting there, is this is a little bit selfish for us, but I'm okay with that. But how did he know that?
I don't like people poking around in my life.
Learning about others is my job. I must know the secrets of all who wish to approach the king. I've no problem admitting I like the work.
My past has nothing to do with Henselt.
You don't know that. Do you know why I have no friends, Witcher? Because sooner or later I learn all their secrets, which is followed by interrogations, torture, executions.
Just leave my past alone.
Okay, find the Dunbanner's standard, Vandergrift's sword, and a piece of Seltkick's armor. Search the site of Sabrina Glesevig's execution. Ask around the KAEDWEN camp about the symbol of courage. Talk to the soldiers about the conspiracy against Henselt. Okay, now does this guy...
We need to talk.
What? No, hello, good morning. Pucker up and kiss my ass, nothing.
Hello.
Good morning, White Wolf. Will you take some tea? It's a fortifying beverage.
Some other time, maybe.
Okay, so he can give me some more information here.
See you.
I'm gonna catch up with him later. What I'd like to do is find a place where I can sell some stuff. And I'll talk to anybody I can on the way.
You'll have to sit it out like hens on their eggs until this mist lifts.
I am your humble
It
servant.
won't just disappear. They say only a spell will lift it. Did they hire a witcher?
I don't know, I'm right here.
I smell a Temerian. Need some help, Monster Slayer?
I want to talk, dog of
Oh,
war.
this is the arm wrestle guy.
I've
I
heard
think.
much about you, Witcher. Greetings.
Greetings, Captain.
Let's ask him some questions before we beat him.
I heard you gained fame during the wars with Nilfgaard.
Our fees have doubled since the Battle of Brenna. As it turns out, it was worth risking our necks.
I wouldn't mind learning some details about Brenna from someone who played first fiddle there.
Constable Natalis commanded the Nordlings. The Nilfgaardians mounted a vicious attack. And if not for us and the Dunbanner, the collected armies of the North probably would have shattered into bits. Luckily, we showed up at the right time, withstood the assault and came out victorious. We earned every last copper we were paid. 50,000 Nilfgaardians shattered their teeth trying to bite at us. Menno Colhorn, their commander-in-chief, chose death over humiliation. Like in every battle, it was a question of timing, taking advantage of the foe's missteps, and a bit of luck.
Must be fatiguing, fighting all the time.
I took a little time off recently, something along the lines of a honeymoon. But I like my craft, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I knew one of your kind once. Woman by the name of
Oh
Rayla.
yeah, Rayla.
Killed by an elf's treacherous arrow. She made a mistake. Let her emotions take control. This profession requires cold calculation.
Were you here 3 years ago during the last battle for Vergen?
Bradley's blue banner was. They were decimated by mages. The survivors enlisted with us. They weren't eager to talk about it, and we didn't press them.
No lack of work for your kind.
Mercenary might just be the surest profession these days. Sign of the times.
Does Henselt pay his mercenaries well? Call it professional curiosity on my part.
It's no secret a lump sum of 20,000 Novigrad crowns awaits.
Wow.
To be divvied up between those who survive.
So the more of you die, the greater the take per head.
Yes.
That's interesting. It's not in their best interest to keep their mates alive.
Is Henselt paying you to wait?
Curiosity itching you, Witcher. Not the best trait to have in wartime.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Deathmole's given us silver-plated weapons and protective amulets.
Oh, good.
On your advice, as I heard it. We're to observe the mist and, if need be, drive off the wraiths.
Okay, so he's actually listening.
Since you're already watching it, pay attention to the size of the cloud. I need to know if it's expanding.
Well,
How fast?
it's almost imperceptible, but it's constant. A foot, perhaps 2 a day. What does that mean?
Means I have to hurry. How many mercenaries you got watching the fog?
I've got them spread out in small groups around campfires. And how many we number? Well, that's my concern alone.
Interesting.
Let's talk arm wrestling.
Go on.
He's a
Bartholomew Bargy
big
sends his
bastard.
regards.
Bart Bargy. I remember him. Strong for a peasant.
For a peasant. They say you're the strongest arm around here.
You wouldn't be talking to me otherwise.
We'll
How's
see
that?
about that.
During the Battle of Brenna, I got into a knife fight with an Nilfgaardian commander. That's to say, he had the knife and I had my bare hands. I grabbed him by the wrist, but the blade kept coming towards my throat. He was strong, but lacked stamina. When I felt him weaken, I twisted his arm around and slit his throat. I've worked on my hands, wrists, and arms since then. They all come in handy in my profession.
Wanna wrestle me?
To challenge Adam Pangret for the championship, you've got to beat
yeah.
the best contenders.
Who should I challenge?
Martin and Randall are the strongest in my company. Then there's Magnus, the camp blacksmith.
I'll try them.
Watch out for Magnus. As I see it, he could easily do his work with no tools.
That's awesome. Let's go.
Steady on, White Wolf.
Oh, I
You've yet
see.
to beat all the strong men.
Okay, it's just 2 ways of calling him on, I
The
guess.
whole camp's gone berserk looking for the coins.
Okay, well,
lads
to
with their
end
arses
this,
in the air.
what I'm going to do is cover off all these new things that we just learned, make sure that I'm on the right page, and then we'll call it a day. So, Garrett was looking for a really arm wrestling opponent. Now, he basically said we have to go against the other guys, and that's totally fine. Not a problem. Ask around the KAEDWEN camp about the symbol of courage. So lifting a curse from a battlefield is no small feat. It requires preparation and a professional approach. The Witcher was fully qualified and, thanks to the advice of other professionals, knew exactly how to approach this thankless task. Among other things, he had to acquire artifacts of the battle, representing the virtues and horrors of war. The symbol of courage was one of them. The Witcher decided to inquire around the camp about the nature of this symbol, for nobody knows more about war than soldiers. So the blood curse. Search the site of Sabrina Glevisig's execution. At that time, King Henselt suffered from an embarrassing affliction. Namely, he had been cursed by the sorceress Sabrina Glevisig, whom he had executed for making a grave error in her magical practice. Witchers are experts on curses and can generally figure out how to lift them, but even they need pointers sometimes. Geralt headed for the site of the stake at which Sabrina had been burned. To lift the curse, he needed to learn exactly how the execution had played out. Then he would need to recreate it using the very items that had been used during that event. Okay, so this curse, I'm a little bit confused as to which curse specifically we're trying to lift. Is it the curse on Henselt, or is it this curse about like the sky or whatever that's going around and causing all these wraiths? I think that's the curse. Find the Dunbanner Standard, Vandergrift's sword, and a piece of Seltkirk's armor. Lastly, acquire Henselt's medallion. So maybe Henselt's medallion is a symbol of courage? In the world of wraiths, only those relics the ghosts had a connection to in life have any meaning. Geralt and Deathmold agreed that they would need items symbolizing war, specifically objects representing the concepts of hatred. Yeah, didn't we read this? The Witcher thus began his search for the Dunbanner's Standard. I don't even know what a standard is. The symbol of death. Okay, so so the Dunbanner Standard is the symbol of death. For the sword that had belonged to the infamous and odious General Vandergrift. What? Oh, okay. and for a piece of the armor that had once belonged to the brave Seltkirk. Symbol of faith, a medallion, was in Henselt's possession. I see. Okay, cool. Well, this is really awesome, actually. I think I have a pretty good grasp on what's going on, but if you guys have anything to fill in the gaps that I might have missed, then just let me know below, and we'll go from there. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.